am Sherry Witt. I live about a mile outside of Hopkinton in Stockholm, and I am a property owner in the South of 72 zone in Hopkinton. A couple of the points that I want to make first is that I would like you to vote this one law in. I don't feel that it's perfect. I do feel that there are further restrictions and definitions in certain areas that need work, but considering where we are in our timeline, I believe this needs to be voted in at this point. Early on, I did some research on property values and started to do an analysis myself based upon some studies that were done, some formulas that Clarkson had shown, and I was extremely concerned, and still am extremely concerned about what will happen to property values. The main aspect of that is aesthetics and the health issues and uncomfortableness of living around the windmills. That's why people don't live in those areas, or those are less desirable properties. It's my belief that Hopkinton will, in a short period of time, even if they're paying full tax on the value of the towers, end up in a deficit, money-wise, from the towers coming in. It is also my belief that we do have value in our wind rights, that wind power has potential in solar power and many types of alternative energies, and that financially, if we wanted to grow our ability to have some kind of industrial revenue in this area, which is really what we're talking about here, that we have many, many, many options open to us. We can create community power centers. We have so many things that we can do with this option. We don't need to ship this power. We don't need somebody to come in here and tell us how we're going to use our resources. We can pull together as a community, and we can develop a resource that's very valuable and that will offer low electricity for large numbers of people and can create some kind of a small industrial center in a certain area. And the South of 72 zone, in my opinion, as far as what many people have spoken to, the reason that we are a very appealing area is that we are not near a city, we're not near large industry, we are near the Adirondacks, it is the nature, it is the quietness of the area. What drew me here was a combination of that, and like Moses spoke to, the agricultural aspect of it. We do have excellent soils here. The turbines are a serious deficit to what many people have addressed as being the main asset of this area to them. South of 72 being up against the Adirondack Park is one area that I suggest is a corridor that needs to be preserved, and there's already been some studies and reports issued on that, and I suggest.
Any other new comments?
I would just like to thank the board for doing an
Good day,
excellent
sir.
job. Guy Rosenbacher. I live in that property in Birchville and in Hopkinton. I just want to reply to that one fellow that said 72 is splitting Hopkinton in two. It's not 72 splitting Hopkinton, it's out of grid. And the land and the beauty in Birchville and in Hopkinton should be not taken lightly, being thrown away. And if they come in with these things, and it's just going to, you think it's bad now, wait till they come in. I don't have no use for the wind towers at all, so thank you. Good question.
Any other new comments? Oh.
Pat Walzer, Parishville, Hopkinton Town Line. We spoke to a resident of Hopkinton the other day, very intelligent person, who had no clue how the turbines will be impacting the community. He firmly believed that they won't be seen or heard just a half mile away where I live. Folks, believe me when I tell you, we will hear them. And these skyscrapers will be seen for many miles. in neighboring communities like Messina, the reservation, the Northern Adirondacks, and much more. Most people don't even realize it. We would also feel them because we live on a huge ridge of bedrock. The vibration will be felt for miles around. Noise and vibration have a lot to do with the inner ear disturbances referred to earlier and many of the symptoms of wind turbine syndrome, which are medically proven. A panoply of illnesses. Why do you think the wind company is bribing residents with agreements whereby some residents sign away their legal rights to sue or even to speak out with complaints? Many won't live long enough to realize the benefits that they're offering with their electric bills. And who knows if they'll follow through anyway. There are many other problems due to the giant turbines. I know Mose has told me the Amish community are all against it. One big problem is property value declines, and I'll give you a brief example. The gentleman who visited from the Massachusetts wind farm told me that his neighbor's property was worth nearly $200,000 before the wind farm came in. He can't sell it now for $29,000. There's disturbance of our roads, our trees, and topography. There'll be blasting of bedrock. There'll be destruction of forest lands, especially in the sensitive, very pristine area south of 72. There'll be disturbance of the state forest lands there and the Adirondack foothills. Loss of the many endangered bird and bat species that I've witnessed there, especially during migration. And did you know there would be extended traffic stops throughout the day during construction? I personally have had to wait 20 minutes and more for turbine parts to pass through many times. It can take even longer for you to leave your home, go to the store, or return home or get to work for many months.
If there's any new comments. Cheryl, did you want to speak?
I'm assuming they were pointing at you.
She wasn't sure.
First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for everything you are doing. And I'd really, really like to thank you who agree with that. And I'm sorry. The board. Sorry. I'd really like to thank those
I've been
who
waiting
agree.
forever to reprimand you.
Hey, that's not part of my 10-minute I'd really like to thank those who agree with it, because they have the right to. What I am concerned about is they mentioned vibrations, and an earthquake that is felt in our area just like a week ago caused vibrations to the houses. And people have told me, this is secondhand information because I don't live in the houses down Chateauguay area, but some of the foundations have cracked and crumbled.
Yes.
Now this is a concern of everyone's, just like the earthquake, and I think we should take that into consideration. Thank you.
Okay. Any new comments? I'm sure I'm not missing anyone. Okay, gentleman in the very back that spoke first.
Actually, the gentleman right here who's been waiting well before me, so I have fairness, you should go before me.
Okay. Go ahead, Frank.
Frank Hopkinton, Hopkinton. You all went down Maple Ridge. Let's compare apples to apples. That's an Avangrid project. We haven't heard anything negative coming back from you about Maple Ridge. The only thing we heard was that when you went to a restaurant that was owned by the Yancey brothers, there was pollution in the pond. They raced snowmobiles on that pond. There's your pollution. What we've been witnessing these past 2 months with what's going on in the board as far as trying to manipulate information is sophomoric. We got over this in high school. You people should be sharing all your information. You should be trying to figure out the best for the town. Not trying to keep him marginalized, or you can have all the money you want. There are people here that can buy and sell people. You need to work as a cohesive unit. There's $50 million at stake. You wanted, everybody here wanted to have people benefit from all this electricity. This electricity is going downstate. It's going into the grid. Now you have a program in front of you that where Avangrid, which is an easy name to remember because my 12-year-old granddaughter can remember it. Avangrid has a program to pay 75% of everybody's power. Every resident. Everybody gets a benefit. Nobody's left out. It's not a bribe. If it's a bribe, then you, when you're working for a company and you get benefits, are they bribing you? You consider that a bribe? You do, huh? Yeah. Good for you. Also, it's a Spanish company. If you think you're driving an American vehicle, think again. People out there with Lexus and Toyotas, you're driving Japanese, you're driving Ford, Chevy, and Chrysler. It's a conglomeration. You talk about money?
Right?
That's it?
No.
Oh, to the board, I'm sorry. When you're talking about revenue, it's money. It's always money. This town is a big family. It's a family of over 1,000 members. It needs money. It needs money to run a budget just like you need money to run your household. This is what this project is going to help. Thank you, Steve.
I got a lot of talking points, so I'm going to do about 12 seconds on each one. Belmont. I live 15 miles from Belmont. I know, I just made a mistake. If you don't hear me, 15 miles from Belmont. I built my own house, my own hands, with my own logs. One log at a time. Every morning, for 25 years, I look east, sun comes up every freaking morning. Now, I got windmills 15 miles away and I see them over the ridge line in the middle of my sun. At night, I watch lights, bang, 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 bang. So when I sit in my front porch now, I don't see the ridge line, I see lights.
Please look at us.
Chateaugay, Belmont, whoever said it, they'd be nothing without you. When I go to Plattsburgh now, I live south of the Bowling Alley in Lone, Route 30. I go to Paul Smith's, turn left, and I go up through Oneonta because it's such a wasteland. Go through other thing, I hold back tears. They destroyed those areas.
Good way to go.
Contract holders will never complain about these things because they have non-disclosure clauses. They can't complain. So when they come and tell you no one's complaining, it's because they're following the contract. A solar company just came to Lone. They want to take 1,000 acres. Ironically, the biggest guy you have here with the land who wants windmills, they're taking 1,000 acres of land he farms in my backyard, touching my backyard. They offered $300,000 in baseball uniforms and parks. My family's paid taxes for 200 freaking years in this country. Guess what? They offered $300,000, lots of money. An effective tax rate of 0.02%. Watch your pilot payments, they're going to get you. Light bills, that's just ballparks and uniforms. That's pocket change to them guys, it means nothing. You know what? I don't, just drive through Chateaugay, drive through Belmont, drive through that. It's a wasteland. I'm speaking for myself, not for my group. Belmont right now has a moratorium because they let the town set, or the company set the rules for noise.
Look at me.
They set the rules for the noise, and now it's too loud. They got a moratorium, so they're gonna revisit the noise. What a coincidence. The fox was watching a hen house, now it's out of hand. I don't know, there's nothing else I can say, because towns are destroyed, families have been destroyed. I live next to it. When you get to the Bangor Hill in Malone, if you look east, you can see those towers from 20-something miles away. Turn off Route 37 at the casino, start going down the road right there to Bombay. From Bombay, you can count 50 or 60 wind turbines. So you guys are not really having to worry about a 2,500-foot setback or 500. You turn off of Route 37, and you look southeast, and you can see them at 30 miles away. From my house, they're 15 miles away. I see them every damn night. And when I come out of the woods, I look at them now. I live south of Malone. I'm nowhere near these things when I look at them. So your setbacks are irrelevant. Good luck, man. God bless you guys. Stick it out.
Speak up.
Handwritten from Brandon again, and I wasn't planning on saying anything else, but when they bring in other people's names and stuff like that, I guess I need to say something. Okay, I dated a Yancey boy for 10 years. I know what to do at Flat Rock. And I've been there every summer for the last 10 years. I've been there half the winters. I've slept there, I've camped there. I've watched the snowmobile races. Complaint about the pond being polluted from the construction of the towers was not Gordon's pond, and it was his cousin Jeff Byers' pond. He had a trout pond which was making money. It was polluted and killed all his trout during construction from the runoff. Even though they put up all these little plastic bags or whatever they got all around trying to protect it. It killed all his trout, which was his money maker. So, if you're not going to say facts, right, please don't say them. And I can provide you guys with all the information from Flat Rock because I've been there, I've done that. I fought another project that was killed down there. And, you know, John Yancey works on the windmills. He hates them, but he's a licensed electrician. He needs the money. He's got 10 kids he's got to feed. And that's not a lie. So, when you use somebody else's name, or you hear somebody else's name, please make sure the facts are straight before you take that. Thank you.
Step forward.
I am brand new and I will look just great. My name's John Cordy, I'm from Parrishville.
Speak louder, John. Speak louder.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I overlooked that. Last year there was an Amish gal over here that was sick, so I ran her over to the hospital over in Malone. Well, her husband had never seen those things, so we went over onto the Brainersville Road, got under one, and we listened to like 4 different noises coming off those, and it was the 500-footers. So anyways, everything was fine. So we went up to another place, and there was, we were basically surrounded by them, probably by about 3/8 of a mile. And we're standing there, and he says, I just want to feel them. I says, okay, let's just stand here. About a minute later, it felt absolutely, just like somebody shoved a knife in my eye, my right eye. And I went, ouch, and put my head down like that. And he said, what's wrong? And I said, felt like somebody just shoved a knife in my eye. And about 30 seconds later, the same exact feeling in the left eye. Now, I'm 57 years old, and I'm not going to stand in front of 100 people and lie about something like that. And that was about 3/8 of a mile away. So these people that say there's nothing with infrasound, they're totally full of crap. There's certain people that are sensitive to energy, and I am one of them. There was another guy, Mr. Converse, that lived down here. He went to Chateauguay and he'd get sick over the hospital, or over the soccer field just being around them. There's certain people that cannot be around them. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name's Luke Martin. I'm from town of Parrishville, and maybe you might think I don't have a dog in the fight because of that. But I've been involved in this CCRP from the beginning. And I believe I've been at almost all of the wind advisory meetings here and town board meetings, everything to do with this wind project. And I would just like to compliment the wind advisory board's work. They listened to both sides of the argument and they did their homework. Anybody that's been at those meetings, I believe, would say that is the way it was. Now, I know that there's a number of people, a lot of people, that have a lot of strong opinions, and they weren't at any of those meetings, or I didn't see them anyhow. So I would just like to say give a strong compliment to their work, and I would hope that you would consider taking their advice and passing the law. I don't believe the law would stop the wind farm from being in the town of Hopkinton if it's sized properly. The windmills is right size, I think they would fit. But if they keep getting bigger and bigger, I guess the setbacks get bigger and bigger then too. And then after a while, the houses will be close together. You gotta find a more wide open space for them. But I just want to compliment the Wind Advisory Board's work.